This is Carl from National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through your 2018 Bullet Crossfire model 1800 RB. Okay, we're on the door side of the trailer, walking towards the rear. So you have some power out here. You got stabilizer jacks, 4 of them, 1 on each corner. Scissor type that take a 3/4 inch socket or a crank. You got a power tongue jack with LED strip. You got outside speakers. Okay. This is your crank for the stabilizers. This is a reducer to reduce your power cord down to 15 amp. Just keep in mind you can't run your air conditioner off of 15 amps. That's a dump hose that you get with it. 2 tanks. And a deep cycle marine battery. Also, this little port right here, just so you know, that's for a solar battery charger. If you wanted to ever buy a solar panel to charge your battery, that's where you would plug it in. Okay, so this is how you get water in your trailer. The most common way is going to be your city water hookup right here. You just hook the hose on there and you're all set, ready to go. If you go to a campsite that does not have plumbing on the campsite, you can fill your fresh water tank ahead of time here, and then just use the onboard pump to pump your water. So even if you don't have plumbing on the campsite, you still can use all your trailer plumbing, the bathroom, toilet, and shower, and the rest of it. So that's just an outside shower. This is where you would hook up your power cord at. Your power cord is a 30 amp cord, 30 feet long. Let me look and see, make sure I saw it in here. Hold on. Let me back up here. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Okay. Okay. Now, this is just a service panel for your refrigerator. You don't really have to go in there, but that hose should always be hanging out. That's to drain the condensation generated by the refrigerator. So it should always be drained to the outside. All right. This is your water heater. The switch to operate it is inside. Okay. And right now you can see it's empty. There's the plug right there. The plug screws in right there. Okay. Keep in mind that you always want to make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. Right now it's empty, so you would have to fill the tank. You do that by hooking up your city water, for example, and then you would turn the hot water valve on any of the faucets, and you'll get air spurting out. Then as the tank fills, it'll be a mixture of air and water, and then when the tank is full, you'll have solid water coming out the hot water valve. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is just a campground cable through to the inside of the trailer here. Hopefully you can see that. Remember, you have to inspect the roof of this trailer and every other trailer. So they recommend you inspect at least 3 times a season. So you figure in the spring and in the fall, and once in the middle of the summer, you'll go up there or have somebody go up there, look around, make sure all the sealant is good and tight, no separation, no cracking. And some years, sometime when you go up there, you'll see that, and you want to get it taken care of immediately, okay? Every trailer has to be resealed at times, so you got to inspect it to find out exactly when you need to do that. All right, so to extend your awning, it's very simple. You're just going to extend it. You can see it goes out like so. You're just going to extend it out until you see the awning tube, which is 8 feet out. So as soon as you see the awning tube and the fabric unfurls and you'll see the metal awning tube, you know you're out all the way. Okay. All right, so speakers inside and outside or both. This is your radio. Okay, you can stream off this USB right here. You can also stream using Bluetooth from your phone or tablet, stream video or audio. This HDMI is an in case you ever have to go into the system with a game machine or anything like that. And it has 2 zones, zone A and B, which is inside and outside, are actually zone 1 and 2, which are inside, and 1 is inside, 2 is outside of the trailer. Sorry, I'm getting slap happy here. It's about 110 degrees right now. Okay, but I'll survive. So you see there's a green light on that device right there. That is the signal booster for your digital antenna. It should always be green like that if you're using the antenna with the TV. That's where you'd hook the coax from the TV up right there. You got power, obviously. And you can either set it in here or work something out so you would have a swing out bracket or whatever works for you, okay? Your, let me do it this way, get that more even. That's better. Okay, so anyways, to turn your furnace on, when it's all the way to the right like this, it's off. So you would just click it to the left and it'll turn on. You've got your temperature down here, you can see. So that's strictly for the gas furnace. To operate your air conditioner, obviously you have controls right on the air conditioner here. This does not have a heat strip. You never see the optional heat strip except on the rarest of occasions. It's not really effective. And you have a LP furnace anyway, so you wouldn't need it. So keep that in mind. But you basically have temperature and then the different speeds. 2 fan speeds and 2 cooling speeds. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Alright, so I mentioned you could pump your own water. That's done here. To light your water heater on gas, it's this one right here. To light it on electric, which is normally what you'll use, or power it on electric. Normally you're going to use campground electricity, which is this one right here. But keep in mind, you always want to make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. Your battery is charged. Fresh water has got 2/3 in it, but we're still water testing it. Your black tank, you only have one black tank, which is empty. Your gray tank is empty. As it graduates up, 1/3 increments, it'll light up till it's full. You don't have a second gray tank in this one. This is a standardized panel, so you just disregard gray tank number 2 with this trailer. So once you get past 2/3, you got to think about dumping your tanks, okay? I'll go into the black tank a little bit here, because that's in the bathroom. That's the main thing to remember is the fact that, first of all, the black tank is directly below you. So when I open that trap, that's the black tank, all right? So you can't use it without chemical or without a little bit of water in it. So when you get to the campground, you're going to hook up your water and your power. You'll come inside, then you'll take your chemical, whichever brand you use. You'll read the directions, find out what 1 dose is. You'll put the dose right in there. Then, because we have water hooked up, when I step on the flush pedal, water is going to come swirling out, and you're just going to put about 1 gallon or 2 of water in the tank. There's no way to tell that exactly what it is, how much 1 gallon or 2 is. You just use common sense. The bottom line is you need some water in there and chemical to get it started. So then you would just use it normally. But if, let's say, you were going to stay on the campsite for another week, but you had to dump your tank, you dump the black tank, then you would come in here and repeat that procedure, because you're still going to continue to use the toilet. So you would put some chemical in there and 1 gallon or 2 of water. All right? You can't use it dry or without chemical. The sink and shower works like any other sink and shower. Keep in mind that this GFCI here, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through this. So if you're using a coffee pot outside, let's say, and it pops, you'll reset it here. Okay? Also, you always want to run, you got a fan here, obviously. You always want to run a fan with the shower, because you want to pull the humidity outside the trailer, because it's very, these things are built super tight these days, so you don't want to let humidity or a mold or mildew get a hold, okay? Now he's got your panel off down here. I guess he wanted me to show you something. It's probably the bypass valves. Okay, yes. So, you'll have to educate yourself a bit about it if you don't know. Maybe you already know these things. I'm not sure your level of experience. But this is the water heater behind this panel here. It'll normally be screwed shut, but right now we left it open so you can see that the valves, these are bypass valves. You have to bypass the water heater before you pump antifreeze in there to winterize it, because you can't get antifreeze into the water heater tank because it'll leave a really foul taste and a bad smell that won't go away. So they give you a means to bypass it. All right? And that's where it's done at, okay? To get these panels on and off, they're number 2 square-headed screws. Let's see if I can focus on that, like that. So you'd have to get a number 2 square driver or a bit that goes on your drill, I guess is what most people would use. Okay, back on my feet here. Okay, so your refrigerator is a Dometic gas absorption refrigerator. That means it doesn't have a compressor in it. It has a different type of cooling cycle. Therefore, you can run it on gas. So you got 2 options, 110 AC or LP gas. So you're going to turn it on. Let me get this here. You're going to turn it on like so. You see it turned on, and you'll go to auto. Auto means electric. The reason they call it auto is because if you have a power failure, it'll automatically switch over to gas. It always seeks out electricity when it's on auto. If it can't find it, it either switches to gas or goes directly to gas if it can't find any electricity, okay? To run it on gas, dedicated, you can do that. If the check light comes on, it means it faulted, it didn't light. That just means there was an air bubble in the line or something. So you would just shut it off and turn it back on, and it'll cycle through again and light the next time, okay? Only other thing to know about this is that, do you see the sticker there? The higher you go, the cooler, the lower is warmer. They're talking about this thing here called a thermistor. The thermistor is actually on the end of that wire that goes into this plastic clip. You can pull it right off. It comes right off. It's not broke. It's just the way it is. So basically you want to push that thermistor up as high as you can and leave it like that. I mean, if you're in the cold weather, then you might have to back it down, but generally speaking, throughout the summer, you're going to have it up as high as it goes. Always keep in mind that this gas absorption refrigerator works like any other refrigerator, except it takes longer to reach operating temperature. So you want to start it the day before if you can. Figure at least 8 hours ahead of time, but the day before is even better. The microwave works like any other microwave. This is the raised vent hood and light. So you got a fan and a light. This you're just going to light with a lighter, like a grill. This device down here is your power converter. So what it does, it converts 110 AC over to 12 volt DC. So what you have here, on this side, the AC side, you have household type circuit breakers, plus you have, they're all labeled, right? All these things have to run on AC power. Some things like the air conditioner or the microwave have to be AC power, alternating current. So you can go to, then it converts over to 12 volt DC, which is direct current. And you see you got 12 volt fuses here, and they're all labeled. Now if one of these fuses were to blow, it'll actually light up, and you can see it through this tinted plastic here, so you would know. Also keep in mind that as long as you're plugged in, this will sense how much energy your battery needs up front and keep it charged. So it's a battery tender actually. It'll keep your battery charged up as long as you're plugged in. Also, this device over here is the carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green like that. If it's not, you get it serviced. If it goes off, you're going to take everybody outside, open up the windows, that sort of thing, shut off the gas at the front, and figure out what's going on, okay? It's very important. And if, like I said, if it's not green like that, get it serviced. Alrighty. Your table will fold down, and you can put the tabletop on these cleats right here on each side, and use the back cushion to fill in this space here, and you can got another bed there. Alright, on my feet. Okay, all the lights also have a button in the middle, so you can operate them that way. Now, for your bed, now this one has two carbon monoxide devices here. So it has this one here, and then it has a smoke detector here. I'll make sure that there's a battery in each one while I'm standing here. Oops. Oh, now I've gone and done it. Okay. Well, I'll have to look at that in a second. Okay, so to pull the Murphy bed down, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically you just jackknife the couch flat by pulling it up here, and you level it flat, and then you just unlatch it and bring down the bed. That's all there is to it. It's very simple. Okay, this is your escape window. If you have an emergency, you're just going to go like this, push it all the way through, then grab a hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and out you go. One thing you should know, these blinds here, if they ever loosen up to the point where they won't stay up, they just fall down on themselves or fall down in transit, you can adjust it yourself just by tightening this line here. So you'll pull this through and tighten it maybe a half, put another knot maybe a ½ inch up, so it's actually tighter here. The tighter this is, the tighter this is. So you don't want to go overboard with it. You just want to tighten it a little bit at a time, because you don't want to break it. But you can, if you find yourself out west somewhere and you're having that issue, you can just tighten those up a little bit and it'll solve your problem, all right? Okay, so let me look around here. I think I've covered everything. Yes, I guess I have. There's your fire extinguisher. I'll look at your smoke detector in a second and see what's happening with it. So, all right. So, first I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer from National RV Detroit. This trailer is warranted, obviously. For the base warranty is a year. Some of the other appliances can be more than that. So, if you have issues, you give us a call. Don't forget to inspect your roof 3 times a season. Always bypass your water heater before putting antifreeze in. Okay, right now it's ready to go. Even though I see a sticker that says it's been winterized, it hasn't been. It's dewinterized now, so it's ready to be camped. Okay. So thank you very much, and make sure you use this a whole lot. That's the key to being a happy camper, is plan ahead and use it as much as you possibly can. Thank you.